Howdy y'all, or hello everyone. I'm Tofu, and welcome back to Californee, my western themed island, and today we're going to be going on a villager hunt to rustle us up some outlaws. I've got 75 tickets on me, so let's do this. So I've obviously had myself a little bit of a makeover, so not really much. I've just changed into the white cowboy shirt and the white outback hat, so I'm hoping the slight change will give me a bit of luck. We are hunting the outlaws being Rizzo or Rodeo. So Rizzo I just kind of see as an outlaw, and he'll be using the town of Californee to lay low from, obviously the law that's trying to bring him to justice. As for Rodeo, I think he looks a little bit like a cult leader, and in my headcanon he will be the owner of the prosperous gold mine or whatever, valuable gems, metals, etc. that the mine is being used for, and he's going to hoard all the wealth for himself. This is Lionel, someone I do not like. I have had him briefly on one of my islands before. It wasn't really my choice. He came up on a species roulette villager hunt, which was unlucky for me. But anyway, moving on. So Rizzo and Rodeo are the two main villagers I'm after today, but we've got plenty of settles that would be happy to take along with us. Obviously, the majority of the island still needs to be padded out with all the villagers I would like. Those villagers being Tiffany, Cody, Lucky, Buck and or Winnie, and then just others as well, like Avery and Amelia would work. There's plenty of them. Simon here is not one of them, so that's unfortunate for him. And you may have noticed that I have chosen a very early time in-game to do this recording, and for no other reason than I like the time. I just like how the sky looks kind of greenish, and then obviously it gets slightly lighter as the sun starts to rise. And speaking of liking something, here is the absolutely gorgeous Vivian, and I love her so much. I had her very briefly on my all sheep island. She was my wolf in sheep's clothing, and yeah, I would love to have her more permanently on any other kind of island in the future. I don't think she will fit on this island, so I am going to have to pass, but it's very nice to see her. I still would love to get Whitney at some point as well. The majority of the wolves are so well designed. I love them all. As for why I chose 75 tickets for this hunt, I just think it's a nice number that isn't too much. Like sometimes 100 tickets can make the hunt go on for quite a while, but it's a nice good amount that I can get a bit of a struggle if things aren't going my way. But yeah, there's still hope. This is Walt, so someone I'm not really interested in. He would possibly work. He is a bit of a kind of tough guy bruiser, but yeah, other than the fact that he seems to like a good fight, I'm not sure I'll be able to fit him in the narrative of my island, so we're going to run away from him. As many people probably know already if you've been watching my channel, I do want this island to be very narrative driven, so every character is going to have their own backstory as to why they're on the island of Californee. Looks like we've got another anticipation mountain so early on, so obviously we'll bust out my ladder. I keep remembering that I have a tool ring, which is amazing because usually I forget. Who do you think we're going to see? 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's Bruce! I did have him briefly on my very first island. It was non-recorded, and I kind of do like him. He's got a little bit of an air of like cool guy about him. I don't know, but unlike some villagers that I really don't like because they're trying to act cool and they're just not, like Eugene. But I think Bruce does actually look and act kind of cool. In my opinion anyway. So other than going to a treasure island in order to get enough Nook Mile tickets for this hunt and trying to plan out an entrance build, what has been happening in the world of Animal Crossing? Well, it seems that someone, and I cannot remember the name, and so I feel really bad regarding this, but have made some kind of patch or mod to City Folk, and it looks absolutely amazing if you're willing to play retro games. So there's been so many changes, like they've added practically every single villager that isn't available to the game, so you can have all of the Nintendo based design characters like Wolflink, Medley, Ganon, Epona. I'm trying to think of anything else that isn't Zelda related. Inkwell. So yeah, characters like that. All the Japanese exclusive characters. Just anyone that was added after the game. They're all in. Then there's region locked events that are all available in the game, various life changes that have been made to make the game just a lot more palatable for people that are used to New Horizons. It just seems like such a good idea and so fun if, again, you're willing to play City Folk on the Wii. I've done enough rambling, I guess. This is Tabby. She's hidden behind a tree. I have had her briefly on an island. She kind of grew on me a little bit because initially I really didn't like her because of her teeth and how they remind me of a nutcracker, and I think they're creepy. And when I say a nutcracker, I mean one of the Christmas like toy soldier type nutcrackers that you can get. The horribly painted teeth like soldier thing. Just not my jam. Definitely not. This is Bella, and she also is not really my jam. But she was on Gaol-town, my crime island, and I definitely have a soft spot for her because of that. She was part of the girl gang, one of the petty criminals on that island, and yeah, she definitely grew on me. Not really for this island, unfortunately, even though we are hunting outlaws. Something I love about the mod or the patch for the City Folk is that they have basically instructions on how to download it, so made it really accessible to everyone, but they've also made it so that you can use it like on the vanilla Wii, or you can use the emulator, however you want to play City Folk, honestly. And yeah, it's just that accessibility and then being able to play the game exactly how you would like. So get all the villagers that you've never been able to get before, like I said, all the Japan exclusive, or maybe the Nintendo based ones that you didn't have in New Leaf, and then doing all the events that you couldn't do previously, and just like so many game changing like options and things. It's just so cool that someone's put their time and effort into creating a project of love for a game like Animal Crossing, honestly. And before we leave, that was Lucy and No Thank You. I'll be sure to pop the link down in the description below if anyone happens to be interested in playing City Folk with all these mods and patches and things. This is Carrie, I believe. It is indeed. I always get confused between Carrie and Kid. But yeah, not really someone we're after. I don't really want any of the kangaroos for this particular island. The only kangaroo that I've had on a permanent basis was Matilda, and again, much like Bella, she was part of my criminal girl gang on Crime Island, and she really grew on me because of that. So really random thing, which is not really related to what I was talking about, but I guess it will kind of come around eventually, so bear with me. But every now and again, me and Mumsy talk about, like, if we won the lottery, what would you buy, kind of thing. And yeah, obviously we talk about our various purchases that we'd make if we won stupid money. But we also talk about our YouTube channels, and we kind of sometimes discuss, like, if we got to the point where we were making like enough money from the monetization to make it like a full-time thing instead of going to work, what would we do? Just to interrupt myself, this is Snooty, and she's alright. I like the coloration, but not really for this island. But anyway, back onto what I was saying. Yeah, just a quick discussion about what I guess I would do if I was lucky enough, in the unlikely event that I made this a full-time thing. And I guess I'll throw the question out there for anyone that also makes content, especially on Animal Crossing, but what would you do if you were able to make playing Animal Crossing on YouTube a full-time job? But for me, I guess I would try and have a couple of channels on the go all at once. So I'll be obviously focusing on Animal Crossing New Horizons as I am doing currently. Because, you know, currently I'm just doing it for fun. In fact, I've got a little bit of monetization. Just is a bonus. And just to interrupt myself, this is Pierce, and he's a very good looking eagle, but not for me today. But yeah, I think I would have another 2 channels or something on the go. So there'll probably be a daily gaming channel where I'll just be playing retro games just for fun. So I guess that would just be like a channel where I play, say, the GameCube Animal Crossing like daily, and just do small snippets of like every single day, and also maybe just play another retro game for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, depending on how retro we're talking, and then also move on to the next game. So there'd be like Animal Crossing, GameCube, and then something else, just constantly kind of going. And there would also be another channel that I guess would be a lot more scripted, so maybe something like a gaming trivia channel, because, you know, I like doing those kind of videos as well. I like reading about the various trivias, especially about Animal Crossing. Just to interrupt myself, this is Nox, and someone I definitely am not interested in. I just don't know what kind of island theme that he would suit, you know? Obviously, if you're going for like a medieval kind of castle type theme, then fantastic. But other than that, I don't think he really works. But admittedly, I haven't really thought too much about it. Obviously, you know, getting to a point where I'd be able to make playing Animal Crossing like a full-time thing would be an absolute dream, but a dream it is. And this is the delightful Hornsby, so someone I've never had before, someone I would love to have on maybe my rainbow themed island. But yeah, he always seems to come up at the wrong time whenever I'm doing villager hunts. He's always super early, or just doesn't show up at all, which is unfortunate for him. I think we definitely have a Discord or something set up so we could talk to your lovely selves if we did get anywhere remotely close to a full-time Animal Crossing kind of job, hobby thing. Here is Rocco, and yeah, he's alright. He's just shown up on my GameCube Animal Crossing game, which is kind of fun. He's a little bit sassy, obviously called me a hippie, but he's alright. Yeah, speaking of Discord, that is something me and Mumsy would like to do relatively soon. I always think about doing it, and honestly, in my head, I think I make it a lot more complicated than it probably is. I need to just find a tutorial video on how to set one up, and then kind of go from there. Because it would just be nice to be able to set up a space where both me and Mumsy could kind of connect with you guys a little bit more. Because we do have our regular viewers and things, and there's quite a lot of crossover, obviously with us being husband and wife, or wife and husband, depending on who you're watching. But yeah, there's plenty of people that watch both of our stuff, but there's also people that will watch me specifically, or Mumsy specifically. And so, yeah, it would just be nice to create like a little kind of community space where we could chat and everyone could kind of throw out ideas for videos and things, or, you know, the various islands we're doing. And yeah, just have some fun. That was Dell, by the way, the battleship alligator, and he's got a cool design, but not really suited for the, you know, western desert mining town, kind of ghost town theme that we're going for. I just think it'd be a cool place, you know, to be able to chat with people, and like I said, just a sense of community. So if there were other people that like created content, especially on Animal Crossing, but any kind of cozy games, maybe you could share links with, you know, people that you might not connect with otherwise. I just like the idea of a friendly kind of community space. This is Barreled, and I don't think he deserves to be in our safe community space. He's a little bit of a weirdo. I do love him because of it, but yeah, he doesn't gel with many people, Mumsy included. She really doesn't like him. That's kind of the reason why I kind of like him, to be honest. I think he's harmless. He's just a little bit of a, you know, a little freak. He's a good boy, but a freak nonetheless. I guess if you're interested in the idea of being part of a Discord for both me and Mumsy, then yeah, just give us a shout in the comments that you'd be interested. And if enough people are interested, then maybe I'll pull my finger out and see if there's a way to create it. Here is the lovely Cleo. So not someone we're after on this island. She would definitely be welcome on my rainbow themed island as one of the purple girlies. But yeah, unfortunately we've got to move on. There are other horses we would definitely prefer over her on this island. Speaking of other horses that would be better suited, I know that I've mentioned the settles that we would definitely go for if time starts running out on this villager hunt, but I haven't actually mentioned what their roles would be on the island if we did bring them in. So I guess I'll cover that now, because why not? Just before I do, this is the adorable Eric, and he was on my crime island. He was one of the kind of innocent looking boys, but actually he was a smuggler. So yeah, everyone thought he was just this cute, kind of like well-mannered boy, dear, I guess. And yeah, if you needed something illegal brought onto the island, he was your man. But anyway, back onto the roles and things. I guess I'll be looking for Buck and or Winnie, because Buck seems like a cowboy type, and Winnie seems like the type that would have a ranch. In fact, Winnie's Japanese name is kind of a play on words for like star of the ranch as well, so that's why I think it's kind of fitting. You would have Cody, who is obviously not a horse, but yeah. Sorry, I've just got interrupted because it's Buck, who is definitely in that top pick as far as settles. We were literally just talking about you, Buck. I think it's a little bit too early to be kind of settling right now, isn't it? Oh, that's bad because I do want him. Obviously, he says partner as well, so he's very fitting, but I'm gonna leave him behind for now, even though that's probably a really terrible judgment call. But moving on. Yeah, Buck throwing my trailer fort off there for a bit, so... Anyway, as I was saying, Cody, who is not a horse, but is a cute little kind of cowboy bear, and who better to be on a cowboy-based island, or, you know, western-themed island, than the little cowboy himself. Lucky, I think would work as a injured miner, so obviously he's a bandage-covered dog, so I imagine he was in the mines, he got into some accident, and then has been bandaged from head to toe. Just to interrupt myself, this is the quite nice looking freegut, so it doesn't really work for this island, but yeah, pleasant face to see. Someone threw out the idea that Gabby could be a saloon owner, and I absolutely love that idea so much that I had to incorporate it into my island lore, I guess, immediately. And who better than Tiffany to be a cabaret dancer at said saloon? I just think it would work so much. Obviously, she's got style, she's got sass, she looks like an absolute queen, you know. She's born for that role. This is Ursula, by the way, so very cute, but unfortunately perpetually worried bear. I just wish that her eyebrows were turned up a little bit so she doesn't always look worried, because, yeah, she just looks like she's going to burst into tears at any moment, and makes me just feel kind of sad for her. And there are plenty of other villagers as well that I would happily settle with, so I've mentioned Avery and Amelia. I just imagine that both of them would be like almost native to the land that became Californee, this kind of prospering mining town. Where is the villager? Ah, there you are, it's Blair. I guess she was hiding behind the cliff. But yeah, other villagers that I would probably take in a settle period anyway. Anka, which I feel like she's just a lover of gold, and so naturally she would run over to any kind of prospering gold mining town. Like, the interior of her house seems to kind of point that way, with everything being very gold. Wart Jr. just seems like he would kind of live in a dusty, deserty kind of land. Like Angus, you know, there's plenty of villages that we could be taking. I guess the big real question is, am I going to be able to, you know, lasso me some outlaws, or, you know, this potential gold mine operator / owner, or the one that's running from the law. So Anticipation Mountain, we find Chadwick, so clearly not one of those two, not even one of the settles. You know, he's an alright looking boy. I don't like the fact his weird cross belly button's out, but other than that he's pretty harmless. You know, I've got to sneak up on these criminals, so that's why we're using the cover of darkness. Because, you know, me wearing a bright white cowboy shirt and hat definitely isn't going to make me, you know, stand out in this darkness. Here we have the delightful Wolfgang, so one of the most beautiful designed wolves. To be honest, they're all just beautifully designed. They all look so good. Not my favourite wolf. That honour goes to Freya. I think she's criminally underrated, but yeah, Wolfgang is just fabulous looking. But we've got to get very hands-on when it comes to bringing in these outlaws. So obviously Rizzo, you know, he's been rustling the cowpoke, he's been stealing all these precious gems and gold and things from the mine. So we need to actually physically bring him into the onto the island ourselves. As for Rodeo, obviously being the owner of the mine, he's a bit slippery. If you try and get the sheriff to bring him in, and it goes to any kind of court system, you know, he's rich, he's obviously been exploiting the mines, he can just bribe his way out, so we've got to get, again, very hands-on, bring him in ourselves. This is Kit, so the other one that I mentioned earlier that I always get confused with Carrie. So we've seen the pair of them, so that's nice, I guess. Not bringing either of them, but you know, nice to see the ones I always get confused with each other. Do you guys think I'm going to bring the pair onto the island? Am I going to have to settle? Is my lucky white shirt and hat all in vain? I guess only time will tell. Here is the absolutely delightful Willow. I love this girl so much, just like pretty much all the sheep. I mention it every time, obviously, that I see a sheep. But yeah, we had the majority on our all sheep island, and they're all delightful, and I love them oh so much. Stella is the best by far, in my opinion anyway, but they've all got a special place in my heart. I definitely feel like Willow is the sheep that comes up the most since I've completed the all sheep island. Like, that could just be me, and you know, not remembering all the ones I do actually see. Maybe it's the fact that Willow stands out so much because she is that very vibrant yellow. But anyway, this is Candy, the pink mouse. I've never had her before, and I can't say that I particularly want that to happen. She's harmless, she's fine. I do feel like her cheek blushes are a little too high, and that's just a little bit off-putting. Honestly, if they got rid of those cheek blushes, she'd just be a solid designed mouse. So 2 points. You may have noticed that it is indeed raining in game, and generally speaking that means I'm going to have an unlucky hunt. I don't tend to have the best luck when it's raining in game. But yeah, positive vibes. We're going to find someone. It's going to be good. This is Marlowe, so another member of my crime island. He was obviously the mafia boss, so the Don himself. He was running the island. But yeah, it doesn't really, doesn't work this time round. I mean, he could, but yeah, let's try and find something different. And then my second point is that I'm probably going to do my usual thing where I'm going to get to 30 tickets and then I'll do a quickfire round. So usually I only do 10 tickets during a quickfire round. But I'm probably going to do 15 and then the last 30 tickets will just be normal. Because usually when I do the quickfire rounds, it's because I'm doing 100 tickets. And so I tend to do 2 quickfire rounds of 10 and yeah, make it up that way. That was the delightful Bones, by the way. She's hiding behind this tree. There she is. Adorable. Obviously someone we're not taking, unfortunately. But yeah, very nice and cute dog. Okay, so last villager before we go into our quickfire round. We're using our ladder to go up the waterfall island. Who do we think we're going to find? 3, 2, 1. Someone good, someone good. It's Zoe. I wouldn't say she's good. She's meh. Anyway, running away from her, and so we'll be jumping into our quickfire round. So, wish me luck. So ticket number 1 of the quickfire, we find Becky. Next up we have Robot Boy Cephalobot. Third up we have Roscoe, and not the right horse, unfortunately. Next up we have Gruff. Further the way in we see Stu. Next is Lionel, I think he's the first dupe. Next is Boris. And we have Harry. Next up is Cyrano. Quickfire round's pretty weak sauce so far. Next is Angus, who is on my extended settle list. And then we have Hans. Next over the river is Cole, and he is also on my extended settle list. We have Cat. Second to last we have Gonzo here. And lastly we have Cube. So this quickfire round was a bit of a bust. Ah, shame. So we're back into our scheduled villager hunting, and the quickfire round didn't go the way I had planned. So obviously I would have hoped to find someone decent, but really I'd say the best we found was Cole, who is on my extended settle list, and Roscoe, who I don't even really consider to be on the settle list. He's kind of got, obviously, he's got the horse thing going for him, kind of like Buck and Winnie. He looks a little bit kind of, I guess, evil because of all the black and like the red eyes, but I definitely think Rodeo suits better. Rodeo's just got this kind of occult look, so maybe he uses nefarious kind of black magic to get what his heart desired and obviously take ownership of the mine. Anyway, enough rambling about that. Here is the lovely Fauna. I've already spoken to her, so I'm going to be very careful and not invite her to the island. There we go. I have had her plenty of times on my island, and she was, yeah, always part of this bathrobe cult that was started by Bob. And she became his right-hand girl, I guess, and she would give the villagers bathrobes. And she ended up on another one of my islands and then gifted me a bathrobe, which I was not happy about. But now we're into those final 30 tickets, or 29 now I should say, and so we're kind of into the settle period. And it looks like in-game it's getting a little bit lighter. It is still raining unfortunately, which generally means that, you know, I'm going to have bad luck, but you never know. This is Broccolo, so yeah, cute little mouse boy. Not somewhere after unfortunately, but there we go. I really would like to be able to take, you know, one of the two home, so Rizzo or Rodeo, maybe even a settle, but you know, obviously top picks would be just fantastic. It's always a little bit awkward in the settle period because it's like, do I take a settle just because obviously we're getting close to the end of the hunt, or do I completely risk it, try and go for my two top picks? There's always a challenge. And here we have the quite nice Lyman. Someone I've never had. Would probably work on my rainbow themed island, but I did get Lily as my green character, and I definitely prefer Lily over Lyman. Nothing wrong with Lyman, you know, he's alright. I just prefer Lily. But if you let me indulge myself on a little something, just so that I can take my mind off of the fact that the tickets are slowly depleting. But I have managed to get hold of the Game Boy Advance cable that I was wanting. So, something I'd like to do in the somewhat near future is go on the Animal Crossing GameCube playthrough that I've got going on, and use the cable to visit the Animal Island, and obviously we'd get Cap'n in the game and we'd travel to that. I can't say that that'll be too soon in the near future, just because obviously we're doing this villager hunt, so that's coming out next. I am trying to plan an entrance build on Californee as well, so that's going to take up some time. And I have got a silly little kind of rank video in the works as well. By the way, before I forget, that was Aurora, so don't know if you can just see her head. It's a very terrible view. But yeah, she's a cute penguin. I have also seen a couple of videos regarding the stalk market in Animal Crossing games, and it kind of makes me want to try and do a dedicated video on the GameCube Animal Crossing as well. Just trying to do like a week of buying turnips and then seeing if I can make a profit on it, because I haven't tried in that game. Here we have the kind of cool Lopez. I know certain people have beef with him, but he's a cool guy in my opinion anyway. But yeah, I can't honestly say that the GameCube Animal Crossing playthroughs are going to happen relatively soon, because obviously, like I've said, I've got a few things on my plate already, and I've been thinking about kind of trying to schedule things a little bit better. So as it stands at the moment, it's a really busy time of year for me and Mumsy at this moment. So you've got the videos that I am trying to work on and plan and things like that. Yeah, I've got videos as well, like the GameCube and the island tours and things that obviously you guys have submitted as well. The last thing I want to do is just burn myself out and then not really be motivated to bring these videos out for you guys, because I enjoy doing them. Just to interrupt myself, this is Bettina, and she's quite a pretty mouse in her own way. But yeah, regarding the schedule, I feel like I'm going to try and revert back to one video per week, because currently I'm doing about like a video every 5 days or so, and yeah, that's kind of a little bit too much. So I'm thinking of doing a main video pretty much every Friday or around that kind of time in the week, and then every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, something like that, I can then drop a Animal Crossing for the GameCube, or do like island tours and things, because they don't really need a lot of prep, so I can kind of just slip them in every now and again whenever I've got the time to play them, and just do those kind of videos. And they would be released, I guess, on a Monday in that week, whenever I have the chance. Anyway, this is Kevin, and he's kind of a cool guy. Someone I wouldn't consider for this island, but maybe in the future, who knows. Yeah, hopefully you guys understand about the whole burnout thing. Like, I know a video every, say, 5 days compared to once every 7 doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but then that's 3 videos every, like, almost 2 weeks, versus just 2 videos per 2 weeks. So I think that would just have a massive help for me. And my, I don't want to say mental health, but yeah, just like I said, make sure that I don't get the burnout. That was Ed, by the way. Definitely someone I'm not into, so we'll run away. And a silly thing I would like to do, even though I just don't have the time, would be a few Animal Crossing doodles, because I really like drawing. Like, whether it's digital or, I guess, traditional. Either way, but there's just no real time to do it. Here we have the delightful Cookie, and yeah, wouldn't she just be cute to just do a quick little doodle about. But yeah, it's very difficult when obviously you've got the little one and they always kind of want your attention, and then just general working a full-time job and all the other things that come with it. And recording and editing these videos as well. Like, generally speaking, I either stay up late and don't go to sleep as early as I could to record them, or I wake up early and so I lose that little bit of sleep to record. So either way, I'm losing sleep. But yeah, hopefully you guys are okay with the whole 1 video per week kind of idea. Like I said, just slipping in the odd one every now and again when I have the chance to do so. Here we have Faith, and she's okay. Probably is one of the prettier koalas. I just don't like the fact that obviously she's got that orangeness to her. It kind of looks like she's wearing a like koala jumpsuit. Like maybe she's like a bear cub or something and is then just wearing a onesie. I don't know, it's a very weird thing. It's definitely a me thing, but I can't shake that image. Now it's in my head. Okay, so we're into our last 20 tickets if I have done my math correctly. So I really consider this proper crunch territory. So anyone that's on the settle list, I guess, will do at this point. I can't imagine I would gamble too much, like trying to look for Rizzo or Rodeo, just because obviously how limited we are on the tickets. Anyway, this is the quite cute Sally. Not taking her, unfortunately, so that's another ticket down. But hopefully we'll get lucky soon. So just a quick reminder about the settles and just all the characters that I'm going for in general. Obviously the top picks are Rizzo and Rodeo. The top settles would be Tiffany, Gabby, Lucky, and then I've got Cody, Buck and Winnie. Sorry, I had to quickly look at my list there. And I got distracted by Drago, who is a cool boy. Other settles that I would, however, settle for would be Angus, Ward Jr., Anka, Petrie, Cole, Clay, Bones, Avery, or Amelia. So we've got quite a list, so there is a good potential that we actually find one of them. It's just whether this rain will allow us to get the luck that we need. I guess out of all those settles, even though I probably shouldn't skip over any of them, the one I'm most likely to skip over, if I was, would be Angus. I don't know, there's something about him, but, you know, push comes to shove, I will end up taking him. This is Louis here, and whilst he is probably my favourite gorilla, due to the fact that he was a starter on my very first island on New Horizons, my non-recorded island, yeah, I won't be taking him. He definitely grew on me, much like Shari, my other starter on that same island, but yeah, not for this one, thank you. Another random topic just to distract me from my ever-depleting number of tickets is that Mumsy has been really enjoying the echoes of the Plum Grove game, and I know that she's done a video on her channel, but it's been really fun and interesting just watching her kind of play behind the scenes. Like, she's really been enjoying it, and it sounds really interesting, and all the little kind of like tales and things that she's got to say regarding her gameplay, and yeah, it's just really nice seeing her enjoy a game as much as that, because yeah, I don't think she's played a game since New Horizons really that's had that same kind of draw to her. Anyway, this is Azalea, and a very nice rhino, but not someone we're taking, so running away. But yeah, if you're into cozy role-playing games, then I would definitely recommend you check out her playthrough, like, video, because I know she's definitely doing another video or two. Oh, we've just found Cody! whilst he isn't Rodeo, he isn't Rizzo, I don't think I can pass up this cowboy boy. Cowboy boy? That's a weird thing. Anyway, it's Cody. I am definitely taking him for my western themed island. I would be a fool if I didn't. I didn't know he was Jock. He was talking about his abs. Cowboy and Jock? I suppose that makes sense. Anyway, stop talking and let me invite you to my island. I had to talk to him like 5 or 6 times before he would actually then be like, oh, I want to go to an island like yours. Also, look at his eyes. Kind of adorable, but kind of soul piercing. Anyway, come train on my island, you beautiful weirdo. Oh, happy ending. We didn't find the outlaws that we're looking for, but we definitely found our cowboy. Maybe he can be our sheriff. Maybe he'll help in the pursuit for Rizzo and Rodeo and bring them to justice. Oh, turns out that the rain couldn't stave off my luck. It turns out the white cowboy outfit that I've got going on is indeed my lucky charm. And here is the rootinest, tootinest boy that basically made me want to do a western themed island in the first place. It's the cowboy in Cody. Oh, fabulous. And with that, guys, I'm going to call today's episode here. So thank you very much for watching if you made it this far into the video. Obviously, if you enjoyed, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. Hopefully you're looking forward to my next few videos where I'm trying to do an entrance build for this very island. And like I said, I've got a silly ranking video in the works as well. So hopefully you'll join me for those. But until then, I want to say a massive thank you. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. And until the next time, have a good one. Cheers, guys. Yeehaw.